This requires evaluating a situation, understanding both sides, alleviating yourself of feelings, resisting the urge for revenge. Because, when someone's done us wrong, the first thing that we think of to do is revenge. But it's the resistance, my friends. It's the resistance. It's the self-talk and the patience. It's faith. It's going beyond the humanistic level and thinking, okay, I have faith in our dear God, and this is meant to be for a reason. So let the reason be as it will. And yeah, forgiveness is the most difficult thing you can ever accomplish as a humanistic skill. Truly. But let me just say, for me personally, okay, and I'm going to be completely honest, I learned forgiveness at a very young age. Very young age. I want to say I learned forgiveness before I was 15. Because when a lot of things happen to you that are really bad, and I'm not even joking, when a lot of things happen to you that are really, really bad, and right now I'm even thinking of some, so no, I don't want to think about it. You learn that the only way to survive is to forgive. It's the only way. And with all these years that have passed since 15, every single thing that's happened, I'm telling you, every single thing that's ever happened there afterwards is very minimal. Like is almost insignificant. It's very minuscule, and it does not have that much of an effect on me as my earliest years. And that's the truth. Because things were so bad, things were really awful for a long time, up until I was 15. Yeah, you learn to forgive very quickly because it can be the people that you love most that you need to forgive as well. So forgiveness is the most difficult thing you can ever do. And I assure you that once you learn to forgive, and once they say, I can forgive, but I'll never forget. That's not forgiveness. That's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is truly forgiving and forgetting, both. And literally disassociating. Like right now, as I'm thinking about certain things, which I'm like, no, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. Like it's taken a long time to self-talk and be like, that was not me. That was a different lifetime for myself. It was a different chapter in my life, and it doesn't define me. It doesn't define me. Maybe it helped formulate certain things in my mind. Maybe it helped create the person I am today, but it doesn't define me. So things that happened earlier or earliest in my life that are literally traumatizing. I'm not even joking, traumatizing, okay? I can't say that I am that situation or those situations. I'm not. It's gone. And when they say, like, what would you tell your younger self? I'd say, good job. It still hurts, but that's thinking about it. And you can't. You just can't. You cannot think about it. You cannot fixate on it. You cannot blame people for it. It just happens. Things just happen. And sure, maybe you'd go back and change a few things, but again, it does not help you now. It doesn't help you now. If anything, going back, thinking about it, brings out emotions you don't need to have at all, because it's a different time. It's a different time, and you've passed it. So forgiveness has everything to do with you. It has nothing to do with the people that affected you or hurt you. It has everything to do with you. You could either choose to remember it, as I have just in this moment, which I am trying not to. And I'm like, no, we're not going to think about it. It's a different time. It happened. It was meant to happen. And I have faith in God always. And that's it. And you just self-talk and self-talk and self-talk and convince yourself and convince yourself and convince yourself. And then surely enough, that feeling of hurt and pain just fades away. And that's it. No, I'm fine. Trust me, I am more than fine. Because you know what? Sometimes you kind of need to see it in action for you to understand that yes, it is still painful. It still hurts, but it's also my doing. It's my doing. It's me going back and looking back and thinking back when everything should be looking forward. Always forward. Always to the next thing. Always ahead. Always to the future. Because you can't do anything about what's happened in the past. You can only think about what you can do in the near future. And that's it. So yeah, and you know what they say? Every cell in your body carries memories. Every cell in your body. So whatever instances or occurrences, negative, positive, that you've had, it takes a toll on your body, not just your mentality. It's not just your memory in your memory bank. It's the memory in all the cells that are circulating in your body. So you can't tell me that you can get rid of it. You can't. But what you can do is you can try to stop it. And yes, it does take a lot of strength. It does take a lot of self-talking. And always eyes to the God, eyes up and pray. We don't want to make you upset. No. See, the thing is, guys, you have to remember something. Human emotions are valid. You can't, okay. Some people, okay, I'm a very sensitive person, okay? But I don't mind human emotions. Human emotions are what make us human. So for people to be like, oh, I'm really sorry that I made you cry. No, that's okay. For me, it's okay. It's a release. It's something that you feel like, okay, you get this build up, but rather than suppress it and just repress it and just, what am I saying? Digress from it, you release it. You let it take on its course. It's an emotion. It's valid. It's you. And you release it. Because if you keep things inward, and if you don't allow yourself to be as expressive as you need yourself to be, that causes serious issues at your core even. Why do you think a lot of people have gut-related issues? It's because people are under extreme situations where they're stressed out, and then they don't have a form of release, or they don't allow themselves to fall into emotions. And then what happens is it stays inward. But all of this needs to come out. All of it. In conversation with people. It's not something to be embarrassed about. Not for women and not for men. Or however people want to describe themselves these days. Don't feel bad, guys. Don't feel bad. It's experiences. And the best thing about experiences is that you can talk about it. And not just talk about it, you can explain it. And not just explain it, you can relate to other people who have. The only way you can understand fully and explain things is if you've passed through it yourself. And if you can help others, that's hasanat in my eyes. That's amazing for you and for me. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. I think you should take a break and take some water. No, I'm fine. I'm absolutely 100% fine. And I'm telling you right now, yeah, 10 minutes ago I was worked up in emotions, but I worked them out. And you saw it right there and back to normal. See, that's the thing. People are resilient, right? You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked of people that are able to express themselves with emotion and return back to normalcy or their normal. You know, each person has their own idea of what normalcy looks like. But what was I saying? But yeah, the most important thing is your emotions. The most important thing is your ability to feel these emotions. And further to that, to work through your emotions, because you're going to have them. You can't neglect them. It's like can I just explain something? I don't know if you've realized or if you find it shocking, but there are seriously young men that have found there's no other resolution than to end their lives, okay? But you have to understand something. Men and women both have emotions and they come full on and they're valid, yeah? But there's still that social stigma out there and the stereotype. What's wrong with me and my words today? And the stereotype that says, if you're a man, you need to man up. No. And I'm here to say no, and no. If you are a man, the only way to man up is to acknowledge your emotions, okay, and speak to someone who will validate your emotions. If you speak to someone who doesn't, and who will put you down, and those who will throw social stigmas in your face and put you into a certain stereotype, those are your worst friends. And you know what? It's okay. Let me just say something. It's okay to be able to speak to people and tell them certain things and then realize that that's their reaction. Because then you know in the future, if you have a problem, those are not the people that you want to associate with during a problem. Remember, we all have friends, right? We all have people we associate with, but we have categories. Just like the supermarket has categories, we have categories for the friends that we have in our lives too, okay? And the ones that you talk to and the ones that will listen to what you have to say, good, bad, whatever, those are the VIPs. Those are the very important people in your life. Those are the people that take front row seats in your own cinema called life. Okay? Those are the people that you should validate. Those are the people that you should appreciate. Those are the people that you listen to because they offer you solid advice. Because they've actually heard what you've had to say. They've seen your emotion and they don't say, don't do that. You're a man, man up. They say, all right, let's talk about this. Let's see what we can do about it. Because you know what? Sometimes we don't acknowledge a problem until our emotions come out. And that's fine. But sometimes other people are not caught up in an emotional storm and can see past that storm and problem solve with you. Why not? Why not? I say yay. I say that's the best thing you can do. Get emotional. At least you have that release. Get a person that can help you see past a problem and get solutions sorted out for you. Why not? I say that's a win-win. You have someone who's willing to help you, someone who's willing to give time, dedicate, and have the effort. And then there you are feeling much better. There you are releasing the energy and releasing the emotion that is capped inside. And that'll just help you along in your journey called life. Why not? Keep those friends close. And the ones that don't, keep them farther away. I'm not saying far away, but farther away. Those are the friends that you can just hang out with, shoot the breeze, have dinner with, that sort of thing. They're not the friends that you would tell your problems to, because you've already known what their reaction is like. Goodbye, dear. We will keep in touch. Mustafa, stay well. Build a community of people who are empathetic, and also be kind to not put on too much on them too. See, that's okay. That's a very important statement you just mentioned, Marwan. Everybody has problems, right? I agree. Everybody has problems, but thankfully, not everybody has problems at the same time. Okay? Not everybody, my problems maybe arise at a different time than my friend's problems. And that's the beauty of the cycle, is that sometimes I can go ahead and put out, no, nobody deserves, no. See, this is what I'm talking about. Some people deserved karma. No. I'm telling you, achieve forgiveness. Achieve it. If there's one thing that I want all of you to try to work on, one thing only, one is forgiveness. Okay? Forgiveness. I'm not saying be ignorant, and I'm not saying be passive, but just forgive for your own sake. Do you know how much of a relief it is for you not to hold a grudge? Do you know? Do you have any idea how uplifting forgiveness can be? You have no idea until you felt it. And let me just say, revenge does not give you that feeling. Ever, actually. It actually makes you feel worse. It's maybe a temporary high, like a temporary type feeling of a high, maybe. Like, scheming and the act of revenge. However, when you think back and you think you did worse than the person that did wrong to you, I say that's awful times 100. Like, learn forgiveness. So karma is revenge from God if you believe in God. No, of course not. I believe everything God has placed in my life and path are the things that I am meant to pass through and level up. Good and bad. I'll take it both. The challenges and the positives. We definitely did. They are how what? There are some things in life that we can't forgive. You have your whole lifetime to try. Go slow, step by step, go slow. Forgiving, let's take a look at the steps, right? Somebody did me wrong, right? Yes, somebody did. Let's use a very basic scenario. You stole $500 from me. Okay? Who's this? Karma. No, for you. I'm gonna use for you. I'm gonna pin your comment to the top. For you, suppose you stole $500 from me. Okay? Now, what are the steps I can do to make myself feel better and to forgive you in that scenario? Number one is understanding. I understand why for you stole $500 from me. For you needs to pay for certain things because there are issues going on in his life or her life. And this was an act of desperation. What am I doing? I am pacifying the problem by posing a whole number of excuses for the reasons by which someone has taken $500 from me. Okay, so here I am extending an understanding. Here we go. Step 2, compassion. I can understand a time when I felt really desperate and I had the inclination or the want or the need to steal as well. I didn't, but I almost did. So I have compassion for you because I was in your place one time, so I can understand why you would. Even though I didn't, you did. And I understand though. I have compassion for you. So it's looking beyond myself, placing myself in that person's shoes, understanding a very similar situation, posing a scenario, working through it that way, and saying, okay, I am compassionate and I have compassion for you because I too have been in that situation before in my life. Now, empathy. Here we go. Here comes empathy. Not only do I feel compassion for you, I also feel badly for you. I also feel badly for you. I feel bad that that's what you had to do. I feel bad that you risked your life. You found yourself in such a desperate situation that that's the only resolution you found. I feel badly that instead of maybe asking someone to help you out, or maybe even getting a loan, or finding other solutions through guidance and support and helpful people, you were not able to have that. I feel badly for you that you don't have the social circle, the support, and the guidance that I have. I feel badly for you. And the last step, I will pray for you. I will pray for your better days. Those are the steps that I can actually think and walk through to express understanding, compassion, empathy, and in the end, love, prayer for that person. I covered that. No, really, not you can live with your bad feelings without focus on the person who hurt you. No, really, what? No, really, you can live with your bad feelings without focus. That's impossible. That's impossible, I'll tell you, Karma. No, you cannot. You cannot live with your bad feelings and not focus on that person. Because if you guys remember, we all think with images, right? So if I told you elephant right now, you're not going to see the word elephant that crosses your mind. You're going to see your image of an elephant in your mind. So when you're thinking of something bad that someone has done, you don't think of yourself, you think of that person. Therefore, that's bad vibes right to them. And you can't tell me, so it's not my responsibility. Bro, they did this so they will get the result. Yes. And I say that with a smile on my face. Consider it a donation. You've donated to someone more. Yes, you've donated. Okay. Let me just say, you need to say whatever it is in your mind to get you to forgive. lie to yourself, okay? Lie, 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 lie. Because you know what? If you say it often enough to yourself, you will believe it. And I would much rather believe that someone who has tried to hurt me by taking $500 from me, okay? I would much rather say that they're poor, and they have no help, and they have no guidance, and I will pray for them. I'd rather do that than wish them death and have them drop dead in front of me over $500 and a guilty conscience for the rest of my life. No,